when this lighting's not fantastic, is it? I'm so sorry. It's the best I can do. I'm in my bedroom. Ooh, let's get a candle. We'll make it cozy and you can just pretend that it's supposed to be dark and cozy. We light my favourite candle. Oh, I love that one so much. You'll hear it crackling because it's got a crackle wick, but it smells like warm butterscotch and pastry, and I'm going to be so sad when it's run out. It's my favourite candle, so if you know any candles that smell like butterscotch and pastry, let me know. Anyway, enough waffling. Just a heads up, this video will be chaos. I've had to set up in my bedroom because my setup changed from like a year ago when I last filmed. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we've had to set up on my lovely chest of drawers here. I do have cats. They are going to jump up and interrupt the video because I can see Ball Top eyeing up the empty space I've created already. She's got mischief in her eyes. She's not going to behave, I just know it. Anyway, hi, I'm Emma, this is Beanie's Budget, and I thought I would come back to budgeting. I know I've taken some time off, life got a bit hectic. It was a lot to keep up with, but I have noticed in the year that I've been gone, my budgeting has gone down the drain. So I'm back, mostly to keep myself accountable and to try get back on track. I think last year when I left you, we were in debt and it was under 10k. And we were doing okay, and then life got in the way. So, rundown of what happened. My partner got unfairly dismissed, took his work to court, won. So we used that money to pay off a big chunk of the debt that we were in because we decided between us it was the best whilst we put a small set amount aside into lices each. So we've got that money set aside, it's safe, I don't want to touch it, so I don't count any of that money towards any of the budget that we're doing because I want it to sit in there and do its thing, and be like the safety net for a true emergency. So it's enough to like put down a deposit on a new flat if we ever get evicted, touch wood that we don't, or you know, anything horrific happens in life, again, touch wood. But anyway, I don't want to touch that money. And then what happened was, because my partner got wrongfully made redundant, I had to then go into full-time employment, so I left my part-time job, which was very stable and very secure, even though it was only part-time. Went into full-time employment. My partner got a job and we actually worked in the same place for 3 months. And then what happened was my partner left because he found a better job for his mental health. The job we were in wasn't doing him any favours. They weren't very nice people. And then they suddenly cut my hours from full-time to 2 days a week without any explanation, whilst continuing to hire people on a full-time contract in the same position I was in. But because I was still in my probation period, not much I could do about that. And then they failed my probation on the very last day, and that was the whole thing. So I lost my full-time job. My partner had got a new job, but it was only 30 hours because we thought we'd be okay because I had a full-time job. Jokes on us, I guess. And then I found a part-time job, but it's only part-time. My partner's hours are only 30 hours. And so we're in this pickle where, because of all of the job losses, we were using credit cards to pay rent and pay essential bills, which I know is never wise, but we didn't have the emergency fund that we needed. So now the debt's crept back up. Back to square one, essentially. And so I've decided I'm going to come back to cash stuffing because it was a really easy way to manage my money, and I actually found that it was really beneficial to me. But I've also found that trying to start that again, I lack accountability. So I'm back here for the accountability side of things. And to see all you amazing people doing wonderful things with your budgets encourages me to be more mindful with my money. So, hi. Please don't be too judgmental of my choices. Not that you will be. The community is lovely. Stop rambling, Emma. It's fine. So yeah, I thought today's video could be. I got some new binders from the lovely Studio Budget. Because I was sick of my old binders. They were doing my head in. They were ugly. The metal on them for the magnetic claspy was broken. I was sick of it being I was just tired of it. I needed a whole new setup. So I bought new binders and I bought a new piggy bank because we were just keeping change in a jar and it was depressing. But that's all the things that I bought that are new because we don't have money. So I bought those with my birthday money. So I thought today we could go through, set up my binders, see how my priorities have changed, prioritise what's important, and just, yeah, go through the whole new setup. I will warn you, it is going to be rambly. I do just talk nonsense. Usually, it's really funny because I've been speaking to Eva from the Rocking Witch because I consider her one of my besties, even though I barely know her. She is, okay, she's stuck with me. What was I even saying? I was speaking to her and I was telling her that when I'm home alone I don't speak to anyone at all. But then, like, if I'm made to speak, I just ramble a load of waffle that makes no sense. So I'm really sorry in advance. Like, I can already see that this intro is like 7 minutes long and I don't think I've told you anything important whatsoever. But it is what it is. So maybe I should just get started. So I've got all of my old challenges. There's the tiny book from Eva at the Rocking Witch. And then I've got the Catty Cash challenge from Esther at My Money Matters. I absolutely love this challenge. Look how cute it is. It's been in my collection from like day one. And I really wanted to set this up for an emergency vet fund. And we did that and it was quite high, and then Bottle Top, bless her, had dental issues and wasted all that money plus some because she had to go have a little toothy removed. Yeah, I feel really sorry for her. So that's now at zero because I don't have money to put into it. Although I'd like to start getting my finances back in shape where we can start funding this, because the cats are both, well, they're 7 and 6 now. And they require prescription cat food, which is like £70 like every 12 weeks, which is atrocious. So maybe start stuffing this in advance so that I can start being advance payment to those, so it's not like a struggle, possibly. But I want to keep that one. Then we've got duck books from Kimberly Budgets. I don't think she budgets anymore, sadly. But I really love this one. It's got a little bag of duckies and you pick the duckies out. We were doing this with, it's just part of a challenge. Any leftover money we have from the food shop, we put into a pot so that at the end of the week we could put it towards little challenges to save money. The aim of the game is to play the little challenges, save the money, pay off the debt sooner, and then we can start saving for what we want. Yay! The penny challenge, I think we've already completed this once. That's what's in the piggy bank. Going through this again, although I'm not sure if I want to continue with this, because as much as I loved it the first time around, it did take an age and I got really bored really fast, and that's my problem. I get really bored really fast. This one is a game I made because I don't have any money. And I really wanted a challenge that encouraged me to save my money, but because I have so little money, I'm really playing just with pound coins and 50p's. And I absolutely love tarot. Like, I'm a witchy gal, and I love anything to do with tarot or the occult, and so I made my own little game based on the tarot cards, and this is one of them, called The Fool. So it's a full board game, and you save, go around, has little boons and little banes in there to make the game a little more interesting, and I've set my goal to £1 every time I land on a space. But yeah, if you want to know more about this, let me know in the comments, and I'll maybe do a little playthrough video of it or something, if you want to see what it is and how it works. But yeah, so I just made myself something little just because I can't afford to buy all the amazing games I'm seeing out there. These are just empty wallets. Emergency fund, I want to try work on this, but it's not my main priority right now, because there are bigger things coming. Christmas, again, save what we can for Christmas, although it's just me and my partner, so we're not really fussed. We don't really celebrate Christmas either, to be honest. Now this is the big one. So the house fund isn't really the house fund. So our rent will be going up in February, and obviously having our jobs change as drastically as they have recently, I'm using this to set up a buffer to set us up to pay the rent increase, so we're not stuck in a position where we can't pay rent, and so then we have to find emergency accommodation, because we've been where we are for 7 years. So I don't really want to move. We're quite settled. It's a really good spot for commuting to our current jobs. We can't really afford like a deposit for a new flat at the minute. So this is our safety net, and we're going to put down what we can to boost it until February, to give us that buffer for the increase in rent so that we're not struggling. This is birthday envelopes. It's fine, we've got ages to fill those, don't worry about them. And this is also by Kimberly Budgets, I believe. We do this every week before we do the food shop, so that we deduct that, so that we've got this going, and then every time we fill it, we'll pay that towards debt. And it's just money that we've saved out of the food shop, just to try help us spend less on food as well. But I really struggle to save unless it's a challenge, so we make it fun, we make it interesting. We got this new piggy bank. It's Beanie's Budget, named after Jelly Bean, our other cat, and this is Beanie's money pot. It's full of the change we've been putting in. There are a few pound coins in there, and I've got some loose change, but I don't really know what to do with it, because with the new game, I think I'm wanting to use the pound coins for that game. And I'm not sure if I want to continue with the penny challenge, or whether I just throw loose change in here, and every time it gets full, just count it. So we might do a separate video on this, of emptying it out and counting the money that's in there, or I don't know, just leave it as it is, take the pound coins out to play my games. It just also seems ridiculous if I'm leaving that in there, but I don't know what I want to use this for yet, whether I just leave it as it is and then add my games money to this, or what. So if you've got any ideas on what I should do with this money, let me know. I'm open to suggestions, because I don't really know. I like things to be a challenge. I don't just like putting money in jars. It deeply upsets me. We'll put it there so you can see them. Anyway, let's get to the binders, shall we? I'm sure that's why you're here. Yeah, look at them. Aren't they beautiful? From Studio Budgets. I think they're her Florence binders. I absolutely adore them. Look at them. Oh, they're so pretty. But yeah, I want one for serious stuff where it's not really fun and games because it's serious. Like the rent increase fund and the emergency fund. Anything that's like a priority or an annual bill. And then I was thinking the pink one could be for games. So yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. Just because I have so little money. And I know it might not seem exciting, there's a lot of boring stuff in these. And I see so many budgeters that are doing wonderful things, and they've got all these wonderful games going on, and they seem to make their money stretch so far. And they're a huge inspiration, and I hope one day that I can get there. One day. So I think I'll put birthdays in the back because they're so far ahead. Like we've got over 8 months. 9 months, I don't know. They're not really on my mind at the minute. Along with Christmas, I think we've managed to save around 140. So I think I'll just consider that fully funded, and that's what we'll play with. Like I said, it's just me and my partner, so whatever we don't spend, I'll put towards something else, I think. Like maybe the rent stuff. I don't know. Haven't decided. So many decisions to make. Put emergency fund there. And then we'll put the house fund there because it's the main one. Cats. Do I want to put cats in here? Kinda. Yeah, we'll put cats here. These are the things that we want to save for. That are important. So, for now, I think that will be my priorities binder. And sadly, when we do come to cash stuff, it probably will only be the house fund. I know that's not exciting. Unfortunately, we just don't have the funds right now to be spreading our money everywhere. So that's a priorities binder. And then this can be our games binder. Ooh, fun. Take that out. Repurpose my wallets. I think I got these from Budget with Ira ages ago. And it was several birthdays all in one. You know, I had a separate binder for birthdays. But I just don't need them anymore. So, I think we'll put this at the back because I'm unsure whether I want to continue with that or not. Just because it took so long, and I'm really impatient, and I got really bored. Duck book. Ooh. Put that there. Then we'll do Duck Duck Goose. And then I'm going to put this here. We'll use this for here. Wait. Sorry, can you even see? I'm so bad at this. We'll put this here. I know it doesn't quite fit. I'm still working on how to size it properly. Again, Eva, wonderful godsend, she's so patient with me, is trying to help me best she can. Whether it's going well or not, we're yet to find out. So I'll pop that in there. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, and that's it. So we'll play this game because we can set it to the amount we want. This game we play with the food shop money at the start of every week. Or I try to, at least. Food shopping's become so expensive. And Duck Books we play with leftover food shop money. And then there's the penny challenge. I don't know if I'm going to keep both of these, just because they're essentially the same thing. It just feels really empty. If I were to remove one, it means I'd only have 2 challenges, and that's really sad. Although I also have this one, so we'll be stuffing this one where we can as well. This one's exclusively for debt repayment, so anytime I'm able to put a full tenner away, it'll be going in here, and then we'll make the overpayment on the cards. All of that boring spiel. Yeah. So that's it. That's what you get from me. I'm really sorry that it's not all fun and games and large amounts of money, but we've all got to start somewhere, right? And it's a very, very tiny, small budget that we're working with. And I just want to become financially stable again and get out of this rut that I'm in. So yeah. Hi, Beanie. Hello. Jelly Bean is sniffing around my feet. Hello. Are you gonna come say hi? Are you gonna come say hi? No. She's just staring at me. Maybe next time. Yeah, in terms of filming, it's probably only going to be once a month as well, just because of how we get paid. Thinking about that though, then the weekly food shop roll won't make sense. Unless I just do a short. I could make a weekly short video of me rolling. Or I could maybe do weekly check-ins, like I have a budgeting book. So maybe I could sit down and check in with you guys regarding what I've spent that week, and it would give you more regular videos if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But if not, cash stuffing probably will only take place once a month. But a video once a month of me waffling, I feel, is enough for most people, to be honest. Isn't that right, Jelly Bean? She agrees. But yeah, so I'll be back to do my cash stuffing thing and to keep myself accountable and to be a responsible adult. But yeah, so hopefully I'll see you all around, and I'll get back on it. Fingers crossed. Alright, bye!